What if I told you that something as small as a single clove in your morning coffee could change how your body feels in just minutes? It sounds almost too simple, maybe even strange. But what happens next might surprise you. Imagine this. You wake up feeling a bit tired, maybe a little sluggish. You make your usual cup of coffee, but today you drop in one tiny clove, just one. You take a sip, and within 10 minutes, your body starts reacting in ways you didn't expect. Now, before you think this is just another internet myth, stay with me, because there's real science and some fascinating traditional knowledge behind this. Clove has been used for centuries in natural medicine. It's small but incredibly powerful. When combined with coffee, something interesting happens. Not magic, but a natural boost your body recognizes quickly. Let's break it down in a way that actually makes sense. When you drink coffee, caffeine starts working fast. Within about 5 to 10 minutes, it begins stimulating your central nervous system. That's why you feel more alert. But when you add clove into the mix, you're introducing compounds like eugenol, a natural substance known for its antioxidant and anti-inflammatory properties. So what happens in those first 10 minutes? First, many people notice a smoother kind of energy, not the jittery spike that coffee alone sometimes gives. Instead, it feels more balanced. That's because clove may help regulate how your body responds to caffeine. Think of it like this. Coffee hits the gas pedal, clove helps you steer. Another thing that can happen quickly is a subtle improvement in digestion. Clove is known to stimulate digestive enzymes. So if you're someone who drinks coffee on an empty stomach and sometimes feels discomfort, adding a clove might actually make that experience gentler. And here's something even more interesting. Clove has mild numbing and soothing properties. That's why it's often used in dental care. When you sip coffee infused with clove, you might notice a slight calming sensation in your throat or mouth. It's subtle but real. Now let's talk about something most people don't expect. Your breath. Yes, within minutes, clove can help freshen your breath. Coffee alone can sometimes leave a strong aftertaste, but clove has natural antibacterial properties that can help reduce odor-causing bacteria. So you're not just waking up your brain, you're refreshing your mouth too. At this point, you might be wondering, is this safe? Should everyone try it? Here's the honest answer. For most healthy adults, adding one clove to coffee is generally safe in moderation. But like anything, more is not always better. Clove is potent. Too much can irritate your stomach or interact with certain medications, especially blood thinners. So the key here is simplicity. Just one clove, not a handful. Now let me share a quick story. A patient once mentioned that their morning coffee always made them feel slightly uneasy, kind of anxious, with mild stomach discomfort. Nothing serious, but enough to notice. They tried adding a single clove after hearing about it from a friend. Within days, they reported feeling calmer and more comfortable after drinking coffee. Was it a miracle cure? No. But it was a small adjustment that made a noticeable difference. And sometimes that's exactly what our bodies need. Small, natural tweaks. By the way, if you're finding this helpful so far, make sure to subscribe to Dr. Waterling Hub for more simple, science-backed health tips that actually fit into your daily life. Now let's go a little deeper. Clove is rich in antioxidants. In fact, it ranks very high compared to many other spices. When you combine it with coffee, which also contains antioxidants, you're essentially giving your body a double layer of defense against oxidative stress. Why does that matter? Because oxidative stress is linked to aging, inflammation, and many chronic conditions. So while one cup won't change your life overnight, these small habits add up over time. Another benefit people sometimes notice is improved focus. Coffee already helps with alertness, but clove may support brain health in its own way. Some studies suggest that compounds in clove can help protect brain cells and support cognitive function. So instead of just feeling wired, you might feel more mentally clear. Now let's talk about taste, because let's be honest, if it doesn't taste good, no one's sticking with it. Clove adds a warm, slightly sweet and spicy note to your coffee. It's not overpowering if you use just one. In fact, many people compare it to a mild version of chai spices. It can make your regular coffee feel a bit more special, almost like a cafe-style drink at home. And here's a simple way to try it. Next time you brew your coffee, just drop one whole clove into the cup or your coffee maker. Let it steep for a minute or two. That's it. No complicated recipes, no expensive ingredients. But let's be real for a moment. This is not a cure-all. It won't replace a healthy diet, good sleep, or regular exercise, and it's not a treatment for medical conditions. This content is for educational purposes only and not medical advice. If you have any health concerns or take medications, it's always best to talk with your healthcare provider before trying new remedies. Now here's something important that often gets overlooked. Your body is unique. What feels amazing for one person might not feel the same for another. So when you try something like this, pay attention. Notice how your body responds. That awareness is more powerful than any trend. Some people feel a quick boost, others notice digestion benefits, and some might simply enjoy the flavor and ritual. And that's okay. Health isn't about chasing shocking results, it's about building habits that support you consistently. Let's circle back to that original question. What happens 10 minutes later? You may feel a smoother kind of energy, your digestion might feel more comfortable, your breath could be fresher, your mind may feel a bit clearer, and your coffee might taste better than usual. Not shocking in a dramatic overnight transformation kind of way, but surprising in how something so small can gently improve multiple parts of your experience. And sometimes, those are the changes that last. Before we wrap up, here's one more tip. If you enjoy experimenting, you can combine clove with a pinch of cinnamon for an even richer flavor and additional health benefits. But again, keep it simple. Don't overdo it. Now, if you've made it this far, you're clearly someone who cares about your health, and that matters. So here's your takeaway. Tomorrow morning, try it. 1 clove, 1 cup of coffee. Notice what happens, not just physically, but how you feel overall. And if you liked this kind of simple, practical health insight, make sure to subscribe to Dr. Waterling Hub and stay connected for more videos that help you feel better naturally. Because sometimes the smallest changes create the biggest impact. Stay healthy, stay curious. And I'll see you in the next video. And before you go, there's one more layer to this that most people never think about. Your daily habits shape your long-term health far more than occasional big changes. It's not the extreme diets or sudden routines that make the biggest difference, it's the small, repeatable things you do every single day without even thinking. That morning cup of coffee? That's already a habit. So when you add something as simple as 1 clove, you're not just changing a drink, you're upgrading a routine that happens 300 plus times a year. Now think about that. If each of those cups becomes just a little bit gentler on your stomach, a little better for your breath, a little richer in antioxidants, over time, that adds up in ways you can actually feel. And here's something interesting that viewers often don't realize. Clove doesn't just work physically, it can subtly affect how you experience your morning. That warm, slightly spiced aroma can actually create a calming effect. Smell is directly connected to your brain's emotional center. So instead of rushing through your coffee, you might find yourself slowing down, being a bit more present. And that matters more than it sounds, because stress, especially in the morning, can set the tone for your entire day. Now imagine starting your day with something that feels just a bit more intentional, a bit more balanced. That's not just a health tip, that's a lifestyle shift. But let's also clear up a common misunderstanding. Some people hear about natural remedies like this and assume more is better. It's not. Using 3, 4, or 5 cloves won't multiply the benefits. In fact, it can do the opposite. Too much clove can be harsh on your digestive system and may even cause irritation. So stick with the simple rule. 1 clove is enough. Consistency beats intensity every time. Now you might be wondering, what if you don't like the taste? That's completely fair. In that case, you can experiment slightly. Maybe try a lighter roast coffee or add a small amount of milk to balance the flavor. The goal is to make it enjoyable so it becomes something you actually want to continue. Because the best health habit is the one you can stick to. Let me share another quick real-life scenario. Someone switched from drinking 2 strong cups of plain coffee every morning to 1 cup with a clove. Not only did they feel less jittery, but they also noticed they didn't need that second cup anymore. Why? Because the experience felt more satisfying. Sometimes it's not about adding more, it's about making what you already have work better. And that's exactly what this small change does. Now let's talk about timing. Morning is the best time to try this because your body is more responsive to both caffeine and the natural compounds in clove. Drinking it too late in the day might affect your sleep, especially if you're sensitive to caffeine. So keep it as part of your morning ritual. And if you really want to take it one step further, pair your coffee with something light, like a small healthy breakfast. That combination can help stabilize your energy even more. Again, nothing complicated, just small, smart choices. By now, you've probably realized something important. There's nothing shocking in the sense of a dramatic, instant transformation. But there is something powerful in how quickly your body can respond to natural compounds when used the right way. And that's the real takeaway here. Not hype, not exaggeration, just simple, practical health awareness. Before we end, let's quickly recap in a natural way. Within about 10 minutes of adding 1 clove to your coffee, you may notice smoother energy, better digestion, fresher breath, and a more pleasant overall experience. Over time, those small benefits can support your daily wellness in a meaningful way. And all it takes is one tiny addition to something you're already doing. If you enjoy discovering these kinds of simple, science-backed habits, make sure to subscribe to Dr. Waterling Hub and turn on notifications so you never miss a new video. We're here to help you make smarter health choices without confusion, without extremes. And remember, good health doesn't come from one big change. It comes from the small things you do consistently, especially the ones that feel easy enough to repeat every single day. So tomorrow morning, when you reach for your coffee, you know what to do. Stay mindful, stay consistent, and take care of your body because it's the only place you truly live. I'll see you in the next video.